Today we're going to continue with the monocots and talk about the agave family, or the Agavaceae. This is a smaller family of about 23 genera and about 640 species. You're probably going to be familiar with a couple of the genera in this family, agave and yucca. And this family has some economic importance, as tequila is a product that comes from this family, as well as fibers, and there's a lot of ornamentals in this family as well. If you look at the distribution, you can see that it is quite wide. This family is found in several different climates throughout the world. However, it is not a global distribution. Sure, it's found in 6 out of the 7 continents. It's missing from Antarctica. But it's not this entirely continuous global distribution. So again, just one of the big economically important products that comes from this family is tequila, which is made from the agave plant. A fun little fact you may or may not know is that, similar to champagne, tequila is required to come from a specific region in Mexico to actually truly be considered real tequila, just as champagne must come from the Champagne region to be truly considered champagne. So here we have an agave farm, and in the image on the left, you can see a worker is removing leaves from the core of the plant, which is known as the piña, and this is the part of the plant that tequila comes from. So this core is baked and then shredded, and then juice is extracted from this. And then this agave juice is fermented and then distilled. And after this distillation, it's basically tequila, and you can age it in various ways for the final product. Members of the genus Yucca have had a huge ethnobotanical significance in the region, as native peoples have used the fibers to construct sandals, mats, clothing, nets, hairbrushes, baskets. These fibers can be braided into ropes. And furthermore, the sharp leaf points of the yucca plants have also been used as sewing needles. Agave chrysantha is a very common ornamental in this family and is cultivated basically worldwide at this point. Its common name is the century plant, and this comes from the fact that it has a very long lifespan. But it only flowers a single time, and this happens just before the end of its life. So we do see some diversity in terms of habit for this family. We have rosette herbs, but we also have trees and shrubs. Many members are rhizomatous, and they're often found in xeric places. Just picture yucca and agave and the environments that those plants live in. The Joshua tree is perhaps one of the most well-known members of this family. Yucca brevifolia is the scientific name here. So, here is an example of a woody tree member of this group. For the Agavaceae, we often have simple succulent leaves arranged in rosettes. These leaves usually have a sharp spine at the tip or apex, and they often have thick fibers as well. So here's our yucca plant, and you can see that we have simple succulent leaves arranged in a rosette, and at the apex of each of these leaves we have a sharp spine. And in this image you can actually see the leaf fibers themselves, kind of dangling off of the margins of the leaf here. The flowers are perfect and actinomorphic and are often arranged in panicles. And, like most monocots, we have a 3-meris perianth. So what we actually see is 6 tepals here. Taking a look at the floral formula, you can see that we have 6 tepals, which is denoted by the fact that the K and the C are grouped here, and then we have this 3 plus 3. The andrecium is composed of 6 stamens. The gynoecium is syncarpous, composed of 3 carpels, and the ovary can be either superior or inferior here. Also, the gynoecium has axial placentation in this family. So in this image, we can see a yucca flower, and we can see the 6 tepals, the 6 stamens, and the 3 carpels here. So there's actually a fascinating symbiotic relationship that exists between the yucca and moths, in which the yucca offers a place for the moths to lay their eggs, and in turn, this ensures pollination of the yucca plant. So what happens is that the female moth crawls into the flower and inserts her eggs and then climbs back out, and in doing this ensures pollination of the yucca plant. And when the moth larvae end up hatching inside the ovary, they end up eating a certain proportion of the seeds of the developing fruit. But they also leave plenty of other seeds to mature, thus ensuring future generations of yucca in which moths can continue to lay their eggs. Fruits in this family are loculocidal capsules, but these can also be fleshy and berry-like. The seeds are flat, and they also appear black because they are coated with phytomelon, which is this kind of crusty, just organic material that coats the seeds. Here is a cross-section of a fruit in this family, and you can clearly see the axial placentation here. Here is an example of a loculocidal capsule from a species of yucca. But here is the fruit from another species of yucca, Yucca baccata, and this fruit is fleshy and indehiscent as opposed to the previous example. So to do a review of the recognition characters for the Agavaceae, we have simple succulent linear leaves, generally with a spiny leaf apex, and these leaves are usually arranged in rosettes. The flowers have 6 tepals, and the fruit is usually a loculocidal capsule, but can also be fleshy and berry-like. And then for the seeds, they are often flat and have a black appearance because they are coated with phytomelon. So just to go through some members of the Agavaceae that are found in this region, we'll start with Yucca glauca, and this is probably the most common yucca found in this area. The common name is the Great Plains yucca. And one thing that sets this species apart in terms of morphology is the style. And in Yucca glauca, the style is dark green or bright green, whereas in most other species of yucca, we have a pale or white style. Yucca harmoniae, this is known as Spanish bayonet and is found on the more western parts of the state. And Yucca neomexicana, this is known from kind of the more extreme southeastern area of Colorado. And Yucca baccata, the common name here is banana yucca, and this is, I think, a great common name given the fleshy berry-like fruits that you can see here. And here's that previous picture of Yucca baccata fruits, just to show you guys again what a good common name banana yucca is. And Leucocrinum montanum, or the sand lily, which is an herbaceous member of the group that occurs in this area.